That's the journey. I'm on my way home from Joliet, Illinois, the Harrah's Casino there. I left about a half an hour ago. Got about 2.5 hour drive left to get back up to Wisconsin, to my hometown. I left home this morning at about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I got down to Joliet, the Harrah's, probably about 10 after 9 this morning. I met up with Big AZ and Arnell from Dice Grinders. Chris, Demon Dog Chris is there. Sith Lord Corey was there, and he brought a bunch of friends. He had his buddy Rich, a father-son combo who just learned how to play craps, and I cannot think of their names. So if you're watching this live, make sure you put in the chat below what your name is, because the father has his own channel. It's a computer programming channel, and I want to check that out, but I forgot what it was, so I apologize. Another friend named Chris of Sith Lords was there. Giuseppe was there. I met him for the first time. I sat next to him the whole day. It was awesome. So we got there, they said, a little after 9 o'clock, and at 10 a.m. in the morning they opened a new table. It was supposed to be a $15 table. They went down to $10. Arnell talked to the pit boss and said, hey, why don't you make it $10? And they decided to do that. They stayed at 10 the entire day. We sat at the table for 4 hours during our first play, and I bought in for $500. I was down to my last 200 of that 500. The table was kind of hot and cold, kind of mixed in that. And then Demon Dog Chris had a nice roll. I believe it was a 20 or 19 roller I think it was. So that brought me back pretty close to even. Arnell shot, he had a decent roll, so I was back to even. I was a couple dollars up on that. When another gentleman rolled, and I lost a little money, so I got a little gun shy a little bit. And then Sith Lord's buddy Rich rolled, and since I was gun shy, I did the Horseman, and I went in for a $10 DP, and then I did 3 $10 combats. The $10 DP was lost. He hit the point right away. One of my combats got hit, and then my third combat one I got on a 4, and then the other one went on the 8. Well, those 2 combats got back. I got them back, so I came back out at 0. So I was in for 40, out for 40. And this is probably about 10, 15 rolls in, so I just decided to kind of sit back and just watch a little bit, hoping that maybe a 7-0 would come soon so I can get back in that game. Well, Rich went on a 51 roller. It was freaking amazing, the roll that he had. And I just sat and watched. I have a paranoia, it's happened time and time again, where if I buy in mid-roll, or if I even tip the dealer's mid-roll, the damn Big Red comes out like right after that. So I sat there and watched, and I'll tell you what, I had fun. I had a lot of fun watching it. I made $0 off it, but everybody else made a ton of money off of that 51 roller. So myself and one other person were probably the only people that lost for the day. I finished the day out at $555 down. I definitely would have been way in the positive if I would have hung in and started betting on the 51 roller. I see Demon Dog is commenting. Thank you for this comment on the safe trip home. That's awesome. But guys, I had a great time. I really did. I started off the day. I know yesterday I went through my bets that I was going to do. The Horseman. I was just going to do 2 numbers, and then I was going to do my normal betting scheme. But on the way down, and this is my fault or not, who knows, I was watching one of Waylon's videos. He has a 007. If you haven't checked that video, make sure you check it out. But I started doing the 007 strategy right from the beginning, and that basically was a don't pass bet, a don't come bet, and then place 2 numbers. And I just could not get off the ground with that. That's how come I got down probably $300 in the beginning. I was doing a $20 DP, a $20 DC, and then I was either placing the 5 and 8 or the 6 and 9, depending on what numbers was the point in that. So that's what brought me down. Then I transitioned over to the skill 66, and that's what brought me back up to the even point shortly before lunchtime. They said we played for about 4 hours, and at 4 hours time I was only able to shoot the dice twice. And according to Demon Dog Chris, he had a really cool app on his watch that he could actually track the rolls and that as far as the roll count goes. And as soon as my first roll was over, I had a 9. Chris came over and says, hey, he had a 9. And then I waited like over an hour to shoot the dice game because we had the entire table full with just our guys. There was actually one space between me and Big AZ by this younger kid that came in, really super nice kid. And he definitely knew who AZ was, but he didn't say nothing at first. It's kind of neat. And in probably about half an hour sat at the table, Big AZ was talking about, I don't even know what it was talking about. He goes, yeah, I know who you are. And AZ was like, really? And he's like, yeah, I follow you. So the guy was super amazed with us. He watched us play. He was amazed on how well we all did our betting, how well we cleared the landing zones. One thing that did amaze me is that most of the people at the table were not playing a line bet unless they were shooting. They didn't have any requirements that you had to play a line bet if the shooter before you was shooting and you were shooting. No requirements like that, so that was kind of neat. But he was pretty amazed. He had some really interesting questions. Big AZ and myself, Big AZ more so than myself, but we both helped him out with some betting and that. For example, Rich hit the ATS, and there, if you hit the ATS, they don't let you go back up on it. If you would have been able to, he would have hit the ATS, plus he would have hit the tall again. So that was a super, super amazing roll. Oh yeah, thanks for the reminder. Or no, Big AZ gave me one of his chips. So that was awesome to see. I wish I had chips to give back to these people. I have several chips from many people, and once I get them made, I will be sending them out to whoever I've received them from, if and when that happens. Demon Dog Chris asked the casino if they had any dice for sale, any canceled dice or old dice and that. And they did not have any for sale, but one of the pit crew members actually went into one of the back rooms, requested permission, and came out with a whole bag of canceled dice. So that was really neat. So Chris handed those out to us main YouTubers and that. So that was really neat. Chris, thank you very much for doing that. I got a set of green ones. It was pretty cool. But anyway, we had lunch, had a good lunch, had some good conversations and that, and then afterwards went back on the table and played for probably about an hour or so. Nothing really hot on those rolls. So three big rollers today was Demon Dog Chris had a huge roll. Arnell had a nice roll, and then Rich, Sith Lord's friend, had an amazing 51 roller, which I was the only one at the table who did not play the damn roll. I was just so happy to get back to even on my horseman, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna, whatever. And that was like 10, 15 rolls in, but he just kept going on and on and on. And everybody's telling me, hey, Joe, get back in there, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. It's my standards that, when I do that usually things go south. So I chose to sit back out in that. But hey, guys, thanks for following along on the journey. I rolled 3 times today. I had a 9 roller, 6 roller, and like a 6 or 7 roller, nothing special. Just couldn't get into the rhythm of things. In the 5.5 hours I played, I only had the opportunity to shoot the dice 3 times, so really couldn't get into any rhythm. I couldn't really determine what the dice were doing or anything like that. But I had the most amazing time. Great people, great experiences, great stories that we all shared. But hey, my name is Joe, and this is my Craftsmaster journey, and I appreciate everybody for following along with me. Have a great day.